Velkommen til pressemødet her, og tak fordi I kunne komme med så relativt kort varsel. Vi har i dag den store glæde at præsentere vores nye cheftræner for 3F Superligaen, nemlig Uwe Rösler, og derfor så slår jeg nu over i engelsk, da pressemødet vil foregå på engelsk. Welcome, we'll do this in English. First of all, very warm welcome to Uwe Rösler, our new head coach. We will in a moment open up for questions. And after this press conference, Uwe and Stig Inge Bjørneby will be available for further interviews, one-on-one for you guys from television and radio. But first, I would like to give the floor to our chairman, Lars Foné.
Yes, thank you, Søren. And also from my side, a warm welcome to you, Uwe. We are so happy and also so proud that we are able now to present you and as our new coach here in AGF. We have had a relatively long process. We have made a lot of effort to find the right candidate to this important position in AGF. And there has been quite a lot of meetings between especially Stig and you and Jakob. And Uffe and I from the board has also been involved in the very last round. So we can say that we are a united team here that thinks that we have made the right decision. And I just want once again to welcome you very warmly here to AGF and to Aarhus. Welcome, Uwe. Thank you.
To follow up, Lars, it's a great pleasure for me to present Uwe as our new head coach. We invited Uwe very early into the process. It was clear that he was going to be named on the growth list that we built, and it's built on a very clear profile that we developed first of all together with the board and Jakob. The profile is based on what we feel is the right challenges to attack for the future. Uwe has impressed massively during the meetings that we've had. His philosophy as a leader and his philosophy as a football coach fits perfect with our club values and also with our sporting strategy. Uwe truly represents hard work based on very clear ideas. He always works with high demands, which belongs to modern professional football, and also always with a clear purpose in everything that he do, all his activities under his commands. His level of experience as a top-level football coach at top-level football clubs is impressive. And he's always made progress where he's been. I've known about Uwe from quite a few years back, and I've followed his coaching career since then. We've even played against each other back in the time. But I've had a great privilege also the last few weeks to collect a significant amount of information and references from relevant people. I didn't ask your mom, Uwe, but from relevant people that he's working with, colleagues of mine at former clubs, former players, staff members and everything. And it's been a fantastic privilege to collect those very strong and beneficial references that helped us in concluding with this decision. We are really looking forward to start working tonight and tomorrow, and not at least to be able to present you well in time till the pre-season kicks off on Thursday with all the players. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Stig. And then the floor is yours, Uwe. Remember to press down.
Yes. Thank you very much for welcoming me so warmly. I'm delighted to be here. Club had took contact to me for a while. I kept myself busy working for Viaplay really enjoyable job, analyzing football matches, being in touch with football in that year, what I had off. But I always was looking for the right opportunity. And throughout those process of interviews and talks we had, I got more and more excited. I thank the leaders of the football club to put their faith and trust in me. And I hope I will repay that. And for me, it's very, very important that we all see each other as a unit that starts with the players, with the staff, with the supporters, also with the media. That this club has a tremendous potential, and we need to unlock that door to get that potential out on the pitch, and that consistently, year in, year out. That is a hard way, a very difficult way, but I think we will only succeed when we all go together. And that is my first aim, that we create a culture in this football club, that we try to be unified in as many ways as we can get. It's not always. Criticism belongs to the game. We're all aware of this. I'm long enough in the football business, but I think it's very, very important that we bond with the supporters, we bond with the media, we give them what they need. I work for the media now. I know what you guys need and what you're satisfied with. But the most important thing is on the pitch, and that is my responsibility, to help the players, to guide the players, that we find a way, a formation where the players feel comfortable with, that we find a style of play where we be successful but also attractive. And that will not happen overnight, but that will start on Thursday. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. And now we're going to open up for questions. Please ask them in English. If you want to ask them in Danish, I will try to translate into English, not in German, unfortunately, Uwe. So the floor is yours, guys. Yeah, Emil.
Hi, Uwe. Congratulations with the new job. Can you tell us what kind of playing style are you going to put into AGF?
Yeah, I think this is very important for me. I think we need to find a DNA where everybody can recognize how we want to play, and that not only now and then, so consistently. That doesn't mean that we consistently will win every game, but consistently, even on a supposed to be bad day, there should be seen the principles of what we stay for. I like football, I like teams, and I did that in the past, who are active against the ball and active with the ball. So that means we have to find, first of all, is to get the ball. So I like pressing, attacking pressing, pressing in mid-block. I don't like to stay very deep and for very long. I feel uncomfortable having the whole team in front of their own box. I'm as a striker, I like to be in the opposition box more. And now, obviously, last season the team started a little bit the stats, had the lowest ball possession. We want to improve in possession, but also keeping what the team did very well also for years. This transition game, offensive transition game, what is very effective and can be very effective.
Ja, tak for det, Uwe. Ja, så Dennis.
Uwe, Dennis here from Aarhus. You mentioned the potential before. A lot of coaches have been sitting where you're sitting right now, talking about potential at this club. Why do you think that you are the right coach to fulfill this potential of this club?
I think a coaching career of 18 years set me in good stead for this. Is a traditional club, a very traditional club, one of the oldest clubs in the country. I have a habit to very often ending up with traditional clubs, and I'm used to that because traditional clubs have a lot of expectation, the supporters a lot of expectation, a lot of pressure. The focus is very much one city, one club, very much on this club. You be under the spotlight every day. And potential, first and foremost, before I got interviewed, I watched games and I saw the team, and I saw when you're having on that level, you have 5 under 21 international players, then you have already a big pool of young, exciting players already in the club. Then you have also players who are 23, 24, 25, still the best years to come. You have a big future ahead. This team has a big future ahead. Of course, I have my ideas. Of course, I also think on the transfer market, I don't know what is possible. I'm too early in, but we maybe have to make 1 or 2 additions. But I think the team excited me, and I think we can climb up the table. That is our aim, and we want to do that very quick. Also, the fact of potential is the club have moved on a lot financially, also infrastructure-wise over the last years. And when I got presented the plans, new stadium, new academy, new trainings complex here, then it's pretty easy to see for me there is a lot of going on in that city, in that club, and I want to be part of this.
Ja, næste. Ja, Emil, du kommer igen.
Uwe, do you prefer playing with the young, talented players or more older and experienced players?
I think I know what you want because I know what you want to go out. When I went to Malmö, because that is what you meant, because I had the oldest team in all Europe, so at the time. But when I came to Malmö, for example, the team was 11th in the league, and when Malmö is 11th in the league, this is like FC Copenhagen is 11th in the league. So I got asked, my task was Malmö alltid vinner, and that is what I did, what we did. And to do that, to climb up the table, finish 3rd, to be in Europe in the group stages, you needed to have experience in the team. The squad I inherited the squad, very good players, but my job at this particular club in Malmö was win football matches, and that's what we did. In other clubs, for example, in Brentford, I started it under the new ownership of Matthew Benham. There was a completely different. That was about developing a style of play, passing game, fast forward passing game with a lot of young players. We got a lot of loan players from Premier League. For example, Everton, we got 3 players. Chelsea, we got 2 players. Try to convince those players by giving them regular playing time in a well-respected league that they probably join us after their loan period, sacrificing probably money for their professional career. So, and that has led to where Brentford is now. I worked for different scenarios. That is very often to do what the club wants, where the club stays, and what the leaders want for me to achieve, how successful look like. And that is, in many clubs, is a different way of succeeding.
I have also done some research on you, like AGF have done research on you. I've heard that you were a pretty tough player when you were playing yourself, and also that you have clear demands for your players, both on the pitch and also in matches. Can you try to maybe elaborate a little bit on that, on your man management and how you demand and what you demand from the players?
Yeah, I think my leadership, my management style has obviously developed. As when I started in Lillestrøm, oh my God! So I did all the mistakes in the books. So, but obviously, when you want to achieve something in that game and you want to stay in that game over time, that is always my aim, to stay in the game in a well-respected leagues over time. You have to learn, and you have to learn quick, and you can't make the same mistakes too often again. So I worked also with professional people, team builders. I did a lot of extra schooling on that, because as an ex-player, sometimes the academic part, especially with leadership, with psychology, you need to sometimes catch up after your playing career. And I think what I'm staying for is, I have some core values, and I think they are the base for success. I think you have to be honest, you have to be loyal, you have to respect each other. And that is between the players, this is between the players and the staff, this is between everyone in our football club. Yeah? To the supporters, to the media. So we should respect each other, we should help each other, we should support each other. And this is the core values who I like to lead day to day. My demands are demand is a word which sounds, when a German says that, very harsh, very hard. But I think I always said, try to be the best you can be every single day. Try to be the best you can be every single day. So that means in training, how you live your life, how you prepare, how you recover, how you perform, how you celebrate. So all those things, I'm not here to telling the players how to play football. I'm here to helping them, to guiding them, to giving them a framework where they can express themselves in, tactical. But I want to also help human beings to achieve their aims. And we have a lot of young players, like you said. I hope I can be a big part of their careers.
Uwe, AGF is not the first Scandinavian club you have managed. Can you see any parallels between AGF and the other Scandinavian clubs you've been in?
A little bit early to say. I'm just landed. I think Malmö was a truly enjoyable time. I really enjoyed my time there. A very demanding place, because you always have to win. I said that before, but with the supporters and in Europe, there was something special. I don't think our football club is there now. But I felt when I went to Viking Stavanger, I can see a lot of similarities to our football club. Lillestrøm was a completely different scenario, and Molde was too short. Molde, I was just hired in to keep them in the league and to prepare the place for Ole Gunnar, because he came right after.
Somebody, Dennis again.
Uwe, you talked about your time in Malmö before, where you said that the board said you had to win games, and you've been to other clubs where that's not been the same thing that they said to you. What are these guys?
No, I have not said that. I have to say every club is obviously in a different position. You know, Malmö, because of their success and their tradition, they define themselves permanently over winning titles, winning medals, playing in Europe every year. So that means you have to win every match. Obviously, when you go to Molde at the time, they were second from bottom. When you went to Viking Stavanger, they were fourth from bottom. When you went to Lillestrøm, they have not been in a medal position for 8-9 years. So each club has a different målsætning. Can I say that? Yeah. And I have to adapt, obviously, my ideas and my way of coaching, of what I have to my disposal, but also what the club can give me. And what I see here is we are there where we are. Everybody knows how the last season ended, where it ended, and we have to climb up the table. And that is my first step. My first step is to find a formation where the best players are on the pitch. I'm not stuck in one formation. So I have to assess the players. We only have 4 weeks' time. Where the players feel most comfortable, where are the best players? Are they on the pitch? They're feeling comfortable. Are we competitive in that system? Are we flexible enough in that system? So that is now my first thought process. Get them fit, get a lot of information, get a lot of knowledge, talk a lot to the staff, bring the staff within, because the staff knows the league. I really rely on the staff. And that everybody feels part of it. And obviously the players also get heard, you know, and that, I think that is very important.
Okay, and my question was, when you talked to Stig and to Jacob, what did they tell you? Like Malmö told you something, other clubs told you something else. What did Stig and Jacob tell you that AGF is called?
It's a sleeping giant. And this club want to move up the table and want to be competitive, fighting on the top of the league. And that not only in one season, they wanted to be consistently up there. And we have to make, and we want to make that transition as quick as possible. But there will be a time. I don't know how quick it will go, but we are excited for the road, and I think we will end up there, because I can see the potential this club has.
So, nice.
Yeah. Hello, I'm
Hi.
Sten, so PT.
There's a lot of talk about the pressure here in AGF. You must have talked with people around you, like AGF did about you. Were they talking a lot about this, about the pressure in this club? The people you talk with.
I think it's one city, one club, and there's a lot of pressure on the team to succeed. Everybody wants the team to do well. The club has a rich history, winning the most cups in Denmark. Have not won the league since 1986. Yeah, of course, everyone wants those periods back as quick as possible. Yeah, and I want to be part of this. I want to be helping the club to achieve that. I think I'm used to pressure. I think when you worked under Massimo Cellini in Leeds United, it can't get worse than this in terms of pressure. Worked for several clubs, big clubs. Also Fortuna Düsseldorf is a media city in Germany, one of 5. The presence of media was huge. Expectation from supporters will always be there, and I relish that, because I think without supporters we would not sit here. Reporters is most important for every football club. So I think with my experience and with my makeup, with my personality, I think I can handle the pressure here in Aarhus.
I have 2 questions and one actually. Stig, who's sitting next to you, is the one who's going to buy the players for the new season. I guess you are going to buy some new players, definitely. What do you think of the player material that you have right now, and what kind of players would you like to have added to the squad, if so? And regarding Jack Wilshere, what do you think about him maybe coming back again?
Is that on me or on Stig?
Yeah, I'm asking you, but Stig can also go in maybe.
The squad is, of course, an important matter in a process like this, where you hire a new coach. You want to get Uwe to understand the squad and the quality of the squad, the potential of the squad. Consider the squad up towards his own playing philosophy, which has been a really important part of the recruitment of Uwe. Is the principles, the style of play, the clarity. I think this is important to help the players to develop. If you have clear ideas and a clear framework and a common understanding inside the team on what kind of principle we want to get into play, it's easier to develop. So first of all, it's to assess those kinds of qualities that we have today up against Uwe's clear philosophy, and then we will make some judgments together. It's been important for me during this period as well. A lot of time has, of course, gone to secure the best possible head coach, which we have got, and now the focus will be to look at the squad and into the upcoming transfer window. We have done some serious amount of work on it, but I wanted to delay quite a few of the decisions before I had the head coach in place. I think that makes sense. Normally, you want to make those decisions together. So it's an important work to get to crack on with as soon as possible. Yeah. About Jack. We spoke about Jack. We spoke with Jack. I spoke with Jack about the situation. I think to be respectful for him, his profile, his history, his experience, which is, to be fair to say, quite special. It was important for me as well to get the head coach in, and we will take it from there. So that's too early to say, to be honest.
You have anything to elaborate on that, Uwe, or should we take next question?
I think Stig has said it perfectly. I'm just walking through the door. Please let my my feet get under the table, assess the players, assess the squad. The transfer window is open for a while. It's not closing next week. We have discussed very shortly some ideas. We discussed the makeup of the team, the balance of the team. I think is for me is always important, the balance of the team. Jakob have said that to me in one of the interviews, and this is completely right, and I have to be measured on that. We have to sell players to bring the club to the next level and having success on a pitch. So to achieve that, to sell young players, we need to get a good balance in the team, because we need to make sure those young players get all the help, or every player get all the help from us. But out on the pitch, also this is very important to have a very strong backbone in the team to help those players in difficult moments and to move on, to flourish. So concrete names we played around but not mentioned. Stieg obviously leading the recruitment department. I think we will work very well. We will discuss things. We probably will not always be agreeing, but most of the time, but not always. But I think that is how it should work in those positions. We should work together, come into one goal, but we also should challenge ourselves. And I think knowing Stieg, I think that will be the pace in the best interest of this football club. To Jack, I definitely will meet him as soon as possible, speak to him, and then see where we are.
Så er det Emil. Så er det dig, Emil, og hvis I har andre spørgsmål, så må I godt se at få dem på banen, for ellers så tror jeg, vi er ved at være der, hvor vi siger tak for chancen her. Emil, vil du?
Yeah, thank you. A question for Uwe and Stieg. What will be the main goal in the upcoming season?
You want to start with that, Stieg?
To be honest, we feel strongly that we belong in top 6, and so we better get back into top 6 as soon as we can and build from there. With respect to the season that we've had, which has been really difficult. Of course, we want to set the aims higher, but we need to develop quickly and get some improvement quickly, and start to work on the potential, as we mentioned, to see if we can be an established team in top 6 and take it from there. Of course, in the longer run as well, it's very exciting times for the clubs, because there are so many things in place. We just need to work hard now on the main product of the club, which is the football team. So yeah.
I said it before already. Step 1 is starting to win football matches.
Go on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I said it before. Step 1 is try to win football matches on a regular base, create confidence, believe, and then obviously the target is top 6. We have a decent budget in that league, one of the top 4 budgets. Yeah. Right, sir? Yeah. Good. So obviously we also should not forget where the season ended. So I coming in here, not looking too much backwards, but just to remind everyone, I'm one guy. I'm interested what is today and what is tomorrow and what is the day after. So and I think I wouldn't sit here when I will not have the strong belief that we can finish top 6.
Yep, we have 2 questions left. Først dig. Nej, der foran dig, undskyld. Og så dig bagefter.
Yes.
Først dig.
This is a question for Stieg. Stieg, what do you see as the biggest difference between Uwe and David in the managerial philosophy?
As I said in my opening speech, we've been looking forward, building a profile from where we are now and looking into the future. And that's what we've been concentrating on. So I don't think it's fair to compare. The only thing that we've been concentrating on is what we feel that the club needs for the future, where we're at, So we're looking forward and not too much backwards. And those were the approaches that we had. And the main focus for us was to find the right capacity for where we are now and looking into the future. And that's why I'm really happy, extremely happy to have Uwe in place.
Also a question for Stig. You said you have talked to a lot of people about Uwe.
Yes.
Is Ståle Solbakken one of those few people who recommended Uwe?
I'll tell you what, to be honest, it would be fairly unprofessional to mention all the people I've spoke to about this. Because, okay, I'll answer you. I'll promise you. I think when it's quite often that we get asked by colleagues for references. And it's also quite often that we ask colleagues for references. And I think it's fair not to, when you give a reference, you don't expect to read it in the papers. But that's the way it is. Regarding Ståle, I can tell you one thing. I speak to him often enough, quite often. And I've also mentioned Uwe. With Ståle, I can tell you that because I speak to him on a regular basis.
And he said go for it.
Doubtfully, yes.
Thank you. A question for you, Uwe. The former AGF coach, David Nielsen, he had a really close relation to all the AGF fans. Is that something you would like to build up as well?
Of course. I mean, as a player, but also as a coach. Thank you very much, boss. Thank you. Yes, of course, as a player and as a coach, I'm emotional. I always looking to have a connection with the crowd. As a player, this pushed me, especially at Manchester City, to levels what I didn't believe I could do. And then I realized how important part the crowd, the supporters can play. As a coach as well, my time in Lillestrøm, Malmö, for example, Brentford, all the connection was very, very strong. Obviously also through the results we achieved together. And that is definitely my aim, to be connected to the crowd, hopefully giving them success, giving them a style of play they can be proud of, and move together forward.
Thank you. Thanks to you guys. This concludes this part of the press conference. If you have any more questions for TV, then you have the opportunity afterwards. Just come to me if you want a one-on-one interview with Uwe. Thanks a lot, guys, for being here, and thank a lot for you guys being here. Thank you.